Okay, so before I start, I am in no way, shape, or form attempting to film this in a professional way. I don't have a stand for my phone. I don't have a microphone for my phone. I am just recording this with my bare hands, no extra equipment, but I don't really care because people need to know about this stuff, in my opinion, because a lot of people don't know about any of this, and I think a lot of it is interesting. So, before I start as well, there's only one thing out of all the official Granny merchandise that I do not have. It is one single t-shirt. I do not have it. I cannot get it right now. Maybe sometime next year I'll get it. I'm not sure. I don't know. For right now, I can't buy it at all from anywhere. So, yeah. And also, on top of that, if there is, as far as I know, any way to purchase any of this stuff, I will leave links to it in the description below. You most likely need to be in Europe or the United States, or not the United States, in America, to actually buy this stuff. But I do not know if you can get it if you're in Asia. So that's where that stands. I guess I'll just go ahead and start showcasing the stuff that was released. This is released merchandise, and then we're going to go on to discontinued merchandise, and we're going to go on to unreleased merchandise after that. So the first thing here is the official Granny plushie. Released in September of 2019, this was the first official Granny merchandise that was released and dropped by PhatMojo. Here she is right here. And you can get this for, if I remember correctly, 16 US dollars. So there is the original Granny plush from 2019, as well as her tag right here. Granny collectible plush. This actually says collectible jacket in French right here. I don't know how they mistranslated it that badly. Can we get the camera? Oh, God. Focus. Stupid camera. My front focus camera lens is broken, so I'm not going to try to focus too much. But there's the tag copyright. 2019 DV Lopper made by PhatMojo. That's the original Granny plush. And then we have something a little bit rarer. One of the rarest pieces of official Granny merchandise that you can get. It is the Angry Granny plush. The Angry Granny variant that you could only buy at the time that it released. I think that was their intention, but they didn't make that very clear. You could only buy this the first time that they dropped in September of 2019. They are no longer purchasable right now, at least. They probably won't be again. That being said, PhatMojo's eBay account is currently selling these, their last stock of them as far as I know. So if you do want one, then there will be a link in the description to get those. Oh, also, I'm not going to be updating any of the links in the future for any of this stuff if it gets discontinued or anything like that. So don't bother asking me to update anything or ask me why anything is not updated. And here is the tag for Angry Granny. It just says Angry Granny. PhatMojo canonized her name as Angry Granny. Thank you, PhatMojo. Very cool. Now, in 2021, some stuff released that PhatMojo never made an announcement about, or DVLopper. I don't know why, but PhatMojo just tends to not announce any of the merchandise that they make, so that happens very frequently, and it's hard to keep up with anything they drop. But in 2021, they released these t-shirts right here. This one says, "Wanna play hide and seek?" I like this t-shirt. This is a cool t-shirt, and they've also got this design of Granny right here with yellow teeth, no blood on her bat, little more gritty design of Granny as well, and her spider is here. Not a giant spider, but it's here too. also in their own art style. I like this shirt. It's cool. And there's also this other shirt right here that is one of the only things of merchandise that has Grandpa in it or the Child of Slendrina. It is the family portrait t-shirt. There it is right there. I like this one as well. This is probably my favorite one of the 3 that were released in 2021. I do not have this one. I don't have the cutesy family t-shirt. That's the one I do not have right there on the left. So, yeah, and there's no way to buy it, like I said. So, yeah, that is the 2021 t-shirts. Now, also in 2021, but we need to bring this up, I think, more. Frenemies. In 2022, these got minifigures, but this whole, oh god, the box got damaged. Oh no. It's damaged over here, and I damaged it by doing that. God damn it. Anyway, these are made by PhatMojo. This is official Granny merchandise. Technically. Frenemies is a trademark that PhatMojo made in 2021. They didn't make these minifigures until March of 2022. And it has 5 copyrights in it, those being Ice Cream from Kiplerians, Baldi from Basically Games, Piggy from Minitoon, Hello Neighbor from Tiny Build, and Granny from DV So, all the Granny minifigures that are a part of this minifigure set are official Granny merchandise. And technically this box is too, I guess, if you want to count the box as official Granny merchandise. It is also, here's all the copyrights right there. You can see DV Loppers right there. Oh, hey, it focused. Nice. Yeah, there you go. So, the minifigures themselves, let's talk about them with the box in the background. Let me just move it over here. There we go. Now I feel like I'm opening up mystery minis. But here is the normal Granny right here. Now, a lot of people say that she has a blue dress, and I made a short about this. She does not have a blue dress. It's a gray dress. This is a color illusion under light. Under moody light, which is often around in the real world, her dress looks blue, but it is actually a gray dress. As you can see on these pictures right here, it is a gray dress. It just looks blue in real life often. If I shined a bright light at it, which I don't have one, but if I did that, then it would appear as a gray dress, which it's supposed to do. But here it is right here. The Frenemies Granny mystery figure. Her waving. Her bat doesn't have any blood. There she is. And all of them have this, like, big head with this cutesy face. I don't hate this. It's okay. I just wish they didn't gear a lot of the more modern Granny merchandise towards kids. It kind of sucks that they did do that. But it's not bad merchandise. We have the second mystery figure. There's 3 for each of these sets, except for Hello Neighbor. Granny got 3. Here she is. She has an orange bat for some reason. That's not a printing error. I don't know why. And she's holding Teddy as well. Again, the camera's probably not going to focus that much, but she's holding Teddy, and she's got her bat raised like she's charging into battle or something like that. Yeah. Also, just to randomly mention it, there's like a peg on their feet, but there's no stands. I don't know why. I guess there's unreleased stands. It would have been cool to see those, like, unique stands for each character. That would have been kind of cool. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And then here is a character that is in Slendrina's Freakish Friends and Family Night. Chase Figure Granny. This is the Chase Figure. A Chase Figure is a rare alternate variant of another minifigure in a minifigure set. And shit like this in America is all over the place. If you go in Walmart, you'll find a bunch of minifigures with, like, rare alternate variants, like 1 in 24, 1 in 72, or some shit like that, especially with Funko. But this is Chase Figure Granny, and she is the alternate version of the normal Granny minifigure with a black and white dress. That is the theme of all the Chase figures. They all have black and white clothing. as well as their eyes, except for Granny, because her eyes are just white all the time anyway, so they didn't have to change anything with that. Yep, she has a fully black and white dress, and also brown shoes. Fun fact, she actually has brown shoes in the game, SFFAFN. You just can't see it, but she does have that. So yeah, that is the Frenemies mystery minifigures. But I said that these released in 2022. Frenemies actually started as a trademark by PhatMojo in 2021, and in 2021 they released some plushies of the characters in the Frenemies trademark, and Granny got her own. So here is the Frenemies Granny Plush that was released sometime in 2021. Again, unknown, because PhatMojo does not announce anything ever for when they release merchandise that they make. But here she is. This is probably, out of all the official Granny merchandise, I don't know if this is my least favorite or the Cutesy Family t-shirt. I don't like either, but I don't know. I guess this one's okay. It's not really terrible, and I understand why they made it look like this. They had to fit a theme of a cutesy look, and they did do that well for Granny, I guess, which I will give them credit. They did do that pretty well. But here she is right here. She's got larger shoes. Not brown shoes for some reason. I don't know why they gave her brown shoes for the minifigures. But yeah, there she is. Not really much else to say. And then on top of that, we also got... Oh, wait. Nope. Here's her tag right here. The Frenemies Granny tag. Granny Collectible Plush. They actually said Collectible Plush in French correctly this time. And Baldi and Rod are there too. And if we look on the back, DoughMigos copyright is there. It's blurry, but it's there. So that's that. And alongside the full body plushies, we also got giant head variants right here that are super, like, soft and squishy. They're very soft and squishy, and I do like this one. I really do like this one, actually. I think it's cute. I think it looks funny, and I think it looks better than the full body one for Granny specifically. But these are called DoughMigos, which are another trademark by PhatMojo that they first did for Piggy plushies, but they're doing it for the Frenemies as well. DoughMigos featuring Frenemies Granny, and once again, DoughMigos copyright is there. It's focused a little better, so you could see it that time. But yeah, the name is a joke because it's a soft thing. Maybe it's meant to be shaped like a donut. I don't know about that 100%. And Migos is from amigos, which is friends in Spanish, so they're meant to be soft, squishy little friends, maybe shaped like donuts, who knows. But yeah, that's the Frenemies Granny DoughMigos plush. So that's all of that merchandise, but there's one final thing that I have in a frame over there on the right. It's in a frame. It's in a frame. And the reason it is because it is probably the rarest Granny merchandise that you can possibly own. And I'm going to go ahead and stand up and move it over here. Here it is. This is a t-shirt. It's not a poster. It is a t-shirt. This right here is, I'm not even joking, this is the tag from it, if it will focus. I really want this one to focus, but it might not. I really want it to. This is the Baldi's Basics Granny tee. It was released in 2019, presumably alongside the plushies. Again, this was never announced for being released ever. Apparently, it was sold at Hot Topic. You can still see the listing for this t-shirt on Hot Topic's website, but you can't buy it. There's no way to buy this, and as far as we know, only 4 of these are in the world. I have one. Withered Salvage Alex has one. Somebody who left a verified purchaser review on Hot Topic's website has one. And there was 3 listings for these on eBay, which is how me and Alex got mine, and then somebody else bought the other one. I have no idea who it was, so yeah. And if it would actually focus on the tag, it does say Baldi's Basics Granny Tee on the tag. You can kind of read it. It says that. And this is Mad Engine Granny from Slendrianus Rika's Friends and Family Night. Now, the reason she's called Mad Engine Granny is because this is the only piece of official Granny merchandise that not only PhatMojo worked on. Another company named Mad Engine also worked on this t-shirt. Mad Engine is a very big apparel company here in the United States, and they made this design for Granny, which it's okay. It's kind of ugly, but it's okay. And as like a thing in a frame, it does look pretty good. I do think it looks better like that. Also, the material for this shirt is very nice. It's like super soft, woolly cotton. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's really nice material. So yeah, that is all of the released Granny merchandise besides the Cutesy Family t-shirt. So now we're gonna go ahead and talk about the unreleased merchandise, which I will change up the video format because I filmed this vertically, so it's going to look a little strange. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and talk about unreleased merchandise now. Okay, so real quick, I need to explain a little something. So, Toy Fair is an American event that happens in New York. I think only in New York. I'm not actually 100% sure about that. But basically what that is it's an event that you would go to at the start of the year, like super early in the year, like January or February, to see what toys are going to be released in the same corresponding year that you go to the event. So if you went in 2019, then you would see what toys are going to be released later in 2019. Now, PhatMojo actually did attend Toy Fair 2019, and that is where they showcased the Granny plushies, but alongside that, they also showcased an unreleased action figure and collector's clips. Now, these are just for position only things, which is what that FPO on the collector clip thing right next to the Granny one is. It stands for position only. And basically, these are prototypes in real life, like prototype designs, rough concepts, nothing made like hard plastic for it just yet. This is what this is. And over on the action figure thing, you can see that there was going to be one for Granny, and there was going to also be accessories of Teddy and a little extra companion of her old spider before Granny version 1.6 came out. And then over on the right, you have what appears to be a normal Granny variant of a collector clip, and then right next to her, again, an FPO thing that shows a mystery variant. Now, we don't know what these mystery variants would have been. As you can see at the bottom of the box, there was apparently going to be maybe 3 or 2. We're unsure, because, again, there's barely any information about any of this stuff, so we don't know if there was going to be 2 or 3 mystery variants, and we also don't know what they would have been. If you all have been on the wiki like last year, you might have saw that it said it was going to be a glow-in-the-dark variant. That's not true. They said that because they thought that the white outline with the obvious question mark and FPO stamped on in front of it was glow-in-the-dark. So disregard that completely. That is not true at all. There was never going to be a glow-in-the-dark variant as far as we know. That being said, that is very likely that there would have been a glow-in-the-dark variant. And if you're wondering where I got these screenshots from, it was actually from a video that, of all YouTubers, Puppet Steve recorded at Toy Fair 2019. He recorded the Granny part of PhatMojo's stand, and yeah, he got this footage of the stuff, and I took screenshots of it, the highest quality screenshots I could possibly get. So here they are right here. And he also did for Toy Fair 2020. In Toy Fair 2020, PhatMojo once again had part of their stand be for Granny. And weirdly, they had the Granny plushies there, even though those were already released to the public in 2019. But the main thing of Toy Fair 2020 was Lego sets. Here is Granny's main house, like a main part of her house, as a Lego set that was planned to be released in 2020 in fall. but they never came out. It never came out at all. This is a assumedly FPO of it. Here it is right here. You can see the study, the foyer, and the starting bedroom, even though that's not actually where the starting bedroom would be. But I assume it's like that because otherwise the Lego set would fall over or something like that. I don't really know. But yeah, it's right there. You can see that. And as well as that, there was also going to be micro sets that, again, are unreleased, never got released at all. There was one for Granny's jail, one for Granny's kitchen, one for Granny's guillotine, and one for Granny's well. Now, if you have played SFFAFN, you might recognize the camera, the bucket, and the melon right there in those images. That's where those are from. She Stan made models for the camera, the melon, and the bucket, the Lego bucket, camera, and melon. And yes, that is a melon right next to the guillotine. I think it's really funny that it's just literally a green plastic sphere. But yeah, that's where some of Mad Engine Granny's items come from in the game. There was also a showcase of what the window box was going to look like, where you would see the actual Lego figure of Granny for the main set when it was going to be released. You can see it right there. She looks pretty ugly, but there it is, as well as an interesting background. That kind of looks like the Granny 3 house, but it's not. It is clearly differently structured. It looks very similar, but it's not the same house. I think this might maybe be meant to be normal Granny's house, or we're not really sure. We don't know. But yeah, unreleased Lego sets. Kind of sucks that these never got released. I kind of wish they did. Those would have been cool to actually own in real life. Then again, any of this would have been nice to have actually released. But weirdly, when Puppet Steve recorded his video of the Granny stuff at Toy Fair 2020, he only focused on the Lego sets. There was a bunch of other stuff that you can see in the background of the video that he strangely did not focus on, including the plushies. And I'm going to go ahead and mention those because they are interesting. And I don't know why he didn't focus on them. And we can barely get any good quality screenshots of that stuff at all because he did not focus on it at all for some reason. It's like he just didn't see it or it didn't exist to him. But over on the left of the video at the first 15 seconds or so, you can see this, a concept display for minifigures, presumably mystery minifigures. And there is one for Granny on the left there, one for Grandpa, one for Slendrina. She didn't even have a figure design. It's just a random picture of her. And then Red Granny and Yellow Granny, who are characters in Slendrina's Freakish Friends and Family Night. Again, they are from here. This is where they come from. And this is also why there are little minifigures of Granny and Grandpa and Slendrina as character minifigures that Mad Engine Granny will sometimes make you pick up under the table. And then also on the right, you can see a box for Granny, the actual mystery mini box that you would have gotten, and then the case that they would have came in. And then right here on the right, we have a deluxe figure. In the video, this is more obvious to see than the minifigures, but the deluxe figure was basically just this giant figure of Granny. Just Granny. And this was right next to the Lego set, the main one in the video. And there's not really much else to say about it. It's, again, an FPO, so there's no actual plastic thing. It's just a cardboard image of Granny in there. And the final unreleased thing that we know of is this right here. Now, I have no idea what this is. We don't know what this was going to be. This is the highest quality screenshot I can get of all three of these at once. I can get a higher quality screenshot of the first Granny on the left. And at some point, you can clearly see that these are 5 inches tall. But we don't know what these were. These could be like stickers, pop-out things. We have no idea. My guess is that they were stickers, but I'm not going to confirm or deny that they are stickers or not. And that was every single piece of Granny merchandise as of December 2022. I have no idea if PhatMojo is actually going to make more, if there's going to be a Frenemies Series 2 with Grandpa minifigures, if they're actually going to release any of this merchandise or bring any of this merchandise back. I highly doubt for the Toy Fair ones especially that they're going to bring it back because it's been 3 years for 2019, 2 years for 2020. I highly doubt that that's actually ever going to be released. But yeah, that's all the Granny merchandise that is available to the public and that we know of and all that stuff like that. So thanks for watching this video.